A more astute listener would realize that like little panda themes going on in the background there. Somebody made those for me. Isn't that pretty cool? So I've got Sam, who's been here for like 2 hours waiting. Lisa shows up last minute from the Disney Nerds podcast, which whoever's here now, we're going to migrate over at 9 o'clock to the Disney Nerds podcast. So apparently I have a night in store for me. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I wasn't ready tonight. I'm going to pull people in. They don't even know it. Sam, can I hear? Sam is really the one who came last minute. Can you hear me,
What?
Sam?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
It's
Yes,
fine. I
Sam.
was playing with my T16 Skyhopper, like the one back home.
You have a T. What do you mean one back? You have one back home? Oh, in Galaxy's
Yeah.
Edge?
Well, back home in on Tatooine. Never mind. It's a
Oh,
long
no,
story. How you doing, Panda?
I
Thanks
need
for
that
having
story.
me, Lisa. Good to see you.
We love having Sam Maraschino Cherries and Lisa the Itchy. How you do?
I almost put it in there. I almost put it in my name, and then I thought, no, I'm not doing it.
Jenny, thank you for sharing. Anybody who can send out some shares. Apparently, I used to create events in Facebook, and they had an invite button, and I could invite 500 people. That's gone. I don't have that button anymore. So now I really need the shares because people, they don't come to YouTube anymore. I don't know what's going on. Hello, Jimmy Horn. We'll see you at 9 o'clock on the Disney Nerds podcast. Let's see. Do I have any housekeeping? Yes. Very quickly, I'm starting to do different things. I am starting an email newsletter so I can email people and say, hey, guess who's on the show tonight? And you can decide if you want to do it or not. And if you don't, you can always opt out if I become a Karen. I shouldn't become a Karen. Actually, I am becoming an old woman, though. My alter ego is Sophia because Sam, I'm getting in, and Lisa, I told you, I'm getting into embroidery.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that weird?
I don't know. What are you embroidering? I mean, what is it?
Marvel
Clearly, it's a Mickey.
No, Marvel, Yoda, Star Wars characters.
All right. Yeah, I'm good with that.
But if you go to pandasubscribe.com, get on my newsletter, please, you will know everything, and I don't have to rely on Facebook. Let's see, I'll leave that going for a little bit. That's not, if it gets too distracting. Hello, Marla. So let's talk about you two, because we did the Disney Nerds thing. We did Jimmy Horn. We'll get into news in a minute, but let's find out about you two first. We'll start with Lisa, because Sam still likes his little toy. Lisa.
I do. We all do. Come on.
How long have you been with the Disney Nerds?
Oh, my Lord. I don't even know.
A long time?
Jimmy,
more than 10 years?
I want to say 2015 or 16.
All right, that's still time.
Maybe, yeah. It's got to be 15 or so. I got married in 2016, so it must have been 2015.
Okay, and you're married to a wonderful lady.
And I was a fan first.
You were a fan of Jimmy Horn?
Sam. I was a fan of Sam.
Oh.
So there's more to that story, as there always is, right, Panda? She was a fan of our bathroom show, believe it or not.
Yeah, it literally was the draw-in.
Tell me what the bathroom show was. I'm not aware of
the
this.
best bathrooms in Walt Disney World.
Best bathrooms in Walt Disney World.
Depending on, the best and the worst. And by the way, some of what we called the worst back then are now the best.
Tangled is the best bathroom, I think. The Tangled bathroom.
The best themed.
Yep.
Oh, okay. There was best ones to take a poop, best ones to pee, stuff like that.
Well, not exactly.
The best themed,
sort of.
worst themed, worst cleanliness. It was so the story behind the story. So I became a Disney nerd through my father. My father really drew the Disney fandom out of me.
Is he still with us?
Yes.
Thank God, good.
We would go to Walt Disney World, and I was very blessed as a child. I grew up in New England. I'm now a local to Orlando.
Now, what's New England to you? Is like Long Island is not New England to you, right?
That would be New York.
Yeah, Long Island's not New England.
I'm just making sure. Some people say New England, and they tell me
just off of Cape Cod.
Oh, you are real New England.
Real New England. Real, wicked.
Patriots fans. Yeah, wicked Patriots fans, not Jets fans.
So yes, absolutely.
So you've heard of having a pissa?
Oh yeah.
A wicked pissa.
Because in Long Island we had pissa. So
that's not a parking spot.
Not a parking spot.
I could do it. I could do that Hyundai commercial almost to a T back in February. So really, I was blessed as a child. I think I went to Walt Disney World for the first time when I was 8. Then we went again when I was, 14. Then we went again when I was, 15, 16, then 17, then 18. So we went a lot in my adolescence, and we kind of started going so much that we started doing different things. So when my father and I did just the two of us trip,
Okay.
and we would, this trip, let's try to see if we can go into every single bathroom. It was
So
just
the
a
bathroom thing
bizarre
started
thing.
for you before the Disney Nerds was doing
Oh,
it.
it started with her when she was little. It was an attraction.
Yeah, for me
That's
it was.
pretty cool.
For me, it was so to find.
Did you write down like music in the bathroom? This and
No, but it was just like we would walk out and go. It was my father made fun of me. It was like, was drinking a lot of water, drinking a lot of soda, and I was like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. He was like, how many bathrooms can you possibly experience at Walt Disney World? You know what? Forget it. Everyone we pass, you're going into. That's it. That's the bottom line. So it just so happened to be years and years later. This is. I tripped over a podcast, and I had a long commute to work, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to sit, I'm going to listen to this podcast and see what this is all about. It's probably one of the first shows that I listened to, and I went, oh, these are my people.
that's great.
And that was it. I mean, and truly the best, that's how kind of all of this came to be. And by luck of the draw, I showed up to a meetup. Jimmy was coming from Mardi Gras. Jen was coming. She was running in a race. I was running in the Princess Half Marathon weekend. Sam was there, and they were doing a meetup. And I was like, you know what? I gotta go. And I dragged my fiance at the time. I dragged Angela with me, and she was kicking and screaming the whole way. She is not.
Was she not a Disney fan?
She loves Disney. She's just not social.
Okay.
So we got there, and I was like,
I got one of them.
Yeah. I said, I'm going to go to the bar and talk to those people. You just sit here. I'll get you a drink. And she sat there, and Jimmy's wife, Kim, sat right next to her. And they became very quick friends.
Oh,
and
that's good.
I walked up and met Sam and Jimmy, and we became very quick friends. And that's how this all came to be.
That's awesome. Sam, I need your version of the story.
My version of that story, or my version
No,
of my
your
story?
story. I need your
there's
story.
Always one.
I want your childhood. Tell me how the Disney thing came.
Oh, the Disney nerdism goes all the way back to childhood. Absolutely does. And your first trip to Disney World, for me, it was in 85, 86. It was the 15th anniversary. It was the how do they do this? The wondering what was happening and how things happen. And that's what got me hooked on the history, the Imagineering, how things happen, how they plus things, learning about Walt and how this all came about and how he went from an idea of, I'm going to build this studio right next to my Burbank Disney productions and well, no, that's not enough room. I need something bigger. How about an orchard? And when you realize, John, Disneyland, which he started, was his train set, right?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I had every Christmas we built a train set. Right, we put it together and we started to get more intricate, and we plussed it, and we had a farm and a construction set and all these different pieces that would all put together. And when you start to think about it, the circle of Disneyland is Walt Disney's train, and he changes it constantly, and he's always updating it. And it was just his playground and his way of sharing things with people. And that's what hooked me into all this. And the history and doing Sam's Disney Diary led me to meet Jimmy and Ed. And that was from there. It's like, hey, why don't you come on? I'm like, yeah, I love a platform where I can talk about some of that passion that I have for all things Disney and Star Wars and Pixar and the stories of how those things cross. The John Lasseter story and leaving and starting. It's amazing, just the intersection.
You're also quite the photographer. Was that always a thing you
that was always the thing I did. I always had the camera around my neck with the kids, taking pictures of them. And look, Disney World's the one place where I could take my elementary age school kids plus middle school plus high school plus grandma and grandpa plus cousins, and everybody's smiling and has something great to do. And where else can you do that, right?
Yeah, I hear in some of these families, they'll say, "Oh, the kids are growing up out of Disney." I'm like, "You didn't do it right. You didn't do something. Something's wrong. I would throw my kid out. It's bad. It's broken, obviously."
Return that. There's something wrong with it. It's defective.
Defective children. It can happen. So there is something, Sam. I think you know about this. Have you ever tried a lapu lapu, Lisa?
Once or twice.
You might. Okay. No. Why are you looking like that? Well, you haven't, or you have?
Can I? Yeah, there you go. Maybe.
Once or twice.
So you
Once
have
or twice
two
at the same time.
I'm sorry that I put you in her crotch, Sam, but you just it had to happen. There's you have two Lapu Lapus at the same time because one of those for a big guy, I'm out. Done. How do you do
think
two?
then I wasn't out, but now half of one and I'd be done.
Is it true? Okay, you're having a good
It's
time.
my favorite drink at Walt Disney World.
It is a nice.
I've
drink.
never had one. I always end up with a back scratcher over there.
The back scratchers are good. I have to tell you, the best pina colada I've ever gotten was at the Poly, that same bar that we got there. What is it? That's not Tangaroa.
No,
Terrace?
Tambu.
Tambu Lounge. Thank you. Yeah. Which is that open now? I don't even know.
It is open.
Okay.
But
You guys are there.
Yeah, it's open. I just went to Kona last week for date night. So it's tethered off though. You could walk up, order, and then the tables in there are available, but you really got to drink it out in the lobby.
Okay, so I should mention that, Lisa, you just got the opportunity to move here. So you now live in the Disney area.
Yep.
Wilson.
Last year.
How did that happen? How exciting is that? And the minute you did that, you brought us the Chinese virus. I'm kidding. But you brought us the virus. How is it weird that you wanted to have all this freedom to go to Disney whenever you want, and then it just closed on you?
For the record, I was here last August. It wasn't me. I know people that came sooner.
That's true. But was it weird that if somebody would have asked you, and you too, Sam, if somebody would have said, Disney's going to close, I would have said,
Oh, me too. Absolutely.
Disney World ain't closing down
Right.
for 4 months. It was just unbelievable, this whole thing.
Absolutely unbelievable. And it's left a void for sure. So we found other things to kind of fill that, but it's, man.
I've always still kept it Disney to fill the void, whether it be movies or,
Sure.
I don't know, something.
Well, was the timing for Disney Plus amazing?
It really was.
Right.
And Animal Crossing, Sam, you're right. There was other things, which I'm tired. I'm over it now. But Animal Crossing.
We are at our house too.
Yeah, you're over it now.
Yeah, I never played, but she.
But wait, let me just ask you: was Angela really into it like crazy? And then one day, a wall done.
All of a sudden, it just did that. My Switch collects dust right now.
I sold my Switch after. I was so obsessed with Animal Crossing.
Wow.
I was on every group, everywhere. I built everything, and then it was like, what am I doing? This is terrible. This is boring, and I just stopped.
Yep.
Like
and
an
I
alternate
bought
reality.
it for her. We were lucky enough where we work. She was able to take a leave of absence, and she's vulnerable. So I said, take the leave of absence, and she was like, no, I don't want to. And I said, I'll buy you a Switch if you take a leave of absence. And it coincided with the release of Animal Crossing, and that was the end of it. Shame on you.
I'm going to be into a PS5 come December. Jessie says she misses pineapple mojitos, that they discontinued them. I didn't know they had pineapple mojitos.
I never had that.
No.
Sounds good.
The back scratcher is definitely a popular. Oh, David Picciano from Now That's Disney, which I am on his show. Well, part of it. It's part of my show too, David. No, I'm on his show, Disney Night Live on Saturdays, just so you know. Him and his wife Kim is great. They're great. Okay, what did I want to talk to you about? Let's talk about the Christmas bomb that dropped. Disney gave a little video. It's only 44 seconds, doesn't show much, but let's play it so that we're all on the same level of what Disney has released today. I have no more information other than what they released. And I have to call someone out. Mary Wells is telling me Stan is on the show Saturday night. I wasn't talking about who was on the show, Mary. I was mentioning David because he commented. When Stan comments, I'll put his thing up. The Stan from the Solo Show and the Grand Circle Tour podcast. We know about him. She thinks I'm not talking about. I love Stan. So we saw that. It looks like a lot of projections. That's really what that video was, 40 seconds of projections. And you know what? It pays to, we'll read each one and then we'll talk about it, all of us. So let's start with this first. I'm going to put this up. We know how much guests love the holidays, so that's why we've canceled everything. No, so from November 6th to December 30th, they will be able to enjoy festive decor, themed merchandise, seasonal food and beverage offerings, and entertainment at all across the resort. Holiday magic will be in full force. Full force. I don't know. Full force at 4 theme parks in Disney Springs, and Santa Claus will make time for special pop-up appearances at each location, waving and exclaiming holiday wishes to all. Guests will be delighted by the sight of the festival. I have a ring light in front of me that I can't read. Holiday promenades at Epcot, merry motorcades, Disney's Hollywood Studios, character cavalcades at Magic Kingdom Park will take on a holiday twist with Christmas friends on festive floats in their holiday finest. Gingerbread men, check. Elves and reindeer, check. And my personal favorite, who are these people saying their personal favorite? I don't know you. The Toy Soldiers, yeah, that is my personal favorite too. Main Street Philharmonic as they march through Magic Kingdom. Okay, we still got more. I have to look at it as a glass half full because 2020 is so bad. If they give me anything, it's something. Sam, did you expect the Christmas party to be canceled?
Yes. I expected the Christmas party to be canceled. This is making the best of a bad situation, like you said. Let's bring all the decorations out. Let's do everything we can in this COVID era to bring holiday joy to anybody that comes to the park, and maybe we'll get some more people to get there. But the cavalcades, well, you even saw in the video, Mickey and Minnie are 6 feet apart from each other. They're not standing next to each other. I mean, there's some little nuances in there that you catch, and there's some projections, and I'm sure they'll spread you out. But hey, if they want to do seasonal merchandise is wonderful. They ordered all this stuff a long time ago, so they still have to sell it. So
they might even repeat stuff like they did with Halloween. Some of the leftover stuff came, which is fine. I'm good.
Which is fine, and it's similar to what they did for Halloween, right? It's you can bring your costume anytime you like, because they can't do the party. So let's make the best of it, right, Lisa?
Yeah, I mean, I really think what you said it, making the best of a really horrible situation.
Yeah.
Was there anything surprising to either of you on these, which we didn't get through all of them, but I will. But anything surprising at Magic Kingdom? One thing stuck out to me that was not happening.
That was not happening?
Yeah, not just not the party, something that they do.
The parade.
No.
The castle lighting.
The castle lighting. I'm
castle
shocked
lighting, yeah.
that's not happening. Now
That's
somebody, but somebody did mention something, and I, if you notice, even in the daytime, you can notice a little bit of the netting on the castle. It's possible they wanted the new paint job to shine and be seen for the 50th, and maybe it's also money saving. Let's not.
That's what I was thinking. It's a lot of money to hang those lights up.
I'm sure there's a couple of $100,000 to hang those lights that got wiped off a budget somewhere. But it does make sense that the castle's all painted nice with the gold and pink. We don't need it, and the projections look a little better probably without the.
Not that I ever noticed the lights during the projections. I
didn't either.
They're there, they're there, but I don't know if I just see through it.
I think it'll make 2021 all that much better when the castle lights do come back, because then we have Could you imagine when they say they're going to have fireworks again? How exciting. That's going to be like a whole new thing.
Absolutely.
So, the park will be insane.
Yeah. Let's see what this...
will it be...
around there will be insane.
Go ahead, Sam. What were you going to say? It's going to be what?
I'm wondering if when fireworks come back, they say Harmonious is going to premiere or something along those lines, right? Because we were hoping we'd be getting ready for that.
I will say Epcot Forever was fun, but it didn't...
It was okay. It was a palate cleanser. It was...
That's exactly
what if they had come up with a brand new show immediately after Illuminations, everyone would just compare the two. So by coming up with a show that's meh, the next one's going to be awesome.
I agree. Let's look at the second part of this this thing here. I feel like Christmas music and snow should happen. I'm sorry it blocks you, Sam. You're in the middle. When night falls, a special projection effects will give a festive look to Cinderella Castle this year, providing a colorful backdrop for our guest photos. Okay, that's nice. The appearance
That's
of
cool.
the iconic castle, if you see me looking, it's because of the ring light, will be transformed with a rotating series of designs, including a whimsical Christmas icy Christmas sweater, overlay of red-green ornamentation. This will be placed blah, blah, blah. I can't see it. Wow, my ring light really blocks everything. Very Merry Christmas Party and Candlelight Procession at Epcot are on hiatus. Yeah, we know that. Okay, other creative things. All right, so I guess the way the projections did on the Tower of Terror, this will happen to the castle where there are like little scenes that come and go, so it's not too much time for a big crowd to
Okay,
gather.
that's cool.
I'm okay with that. I'll
I'm good with
I'll
that.
wait around for that. And it's probably going to be done so much during the night that you don't have to worry if you miss it because you can always see it. I wonder if they'll do it on the back of the castle a little bit too, so
That's
you don't have to
interesting.
worry about or the
That would
side
be fantastic.
Would be.
'cause
for crowds. Yeah.
Are they rigged to do that? Have you seen projections on the back?
Not on the back. I've seen them on the sides.
The
but on
sides, yeah, but
the
not the
back
back.
would be a nice. I think they would need one. I don't know how many projectors, but maybe one or two
Yeah, I have no
projectors.
idea.
And do something on the back would be.
Yeah, I don't know
nice.
that they have them, but that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Agree.
And the last part of this tells us Minnie Mouse. Oh no! Of course, the holidays won't be complete without enjoying a meal among family and friends. Minnie Mouse will be hosting a Yuletide gathering for all her friends at Hollywood and Vine. By the way, I've been to that. I don't know if you guys have. We got to talk about that. Shifting gears to Disney Springs, guests will discover Christmas around every corner as they come across a collection of elaborately decorated Disney Christmas trees spread throughout this retail, dining, and entertainment destination. All right, so they're taking the Christmas
tree
tree
trail.
trail, and it's not a trail; it's just everywhere. That's a great idea. In the evening, guests visiting areas within town center, dining and entertainment destination, west side and the landing, will encounter a magical snowfall, adding an extra touch of wonder to their holiday shopping. And to top it off, Jock Lindsay will once again be turning his hangar bar into Jock Lindsay's Holiday Bar, complete with delightful holiday decor and a delicious limited time menu filled with festive treats. Then they're talking about the Disney hotels. We actually do have one more of these, but let's talk about that first. Have you done the Christmas tree trail, Sam?
Yes, absolutely.
What'd you think?
Lots of pictures I could take. That's for sure. I thought it was great. I've seen the evolution, and it happened pretty quickly, right? From just a bunch of trees on a trail to a bunch of trees with a highlighted ornament that you could pick up at the Christmas shop. That was kind of the exit now to the Christmas tree trail. So exit through the gift shop with the little quick service in the center of it. So it's an event. It's cool.
Agree.
What's that, holiday parades? By the way, can I throw away a shout? So samsdisneydiary.com, right? The Walt Disney World Christmas Day Parade.com will redirect you to Sam's Disney Diary, and they're all there on YouTube.
Stop
Of
it.
them in their entirities. All of
That's
them.
pretty cool. Thank you.
Walt
What is
Disney
it again?
World, Walt Disney World Christmas Day Parade.com.
Wow. When did
Yes.
you buy that?
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good.
You'll
that's
like
a
that?
Good, yeah.
I couldn't get Big Fat Panda at Christmas Parade.
I bought DisneyBoy.com like when I was like 17 years old. DisneyBoy.com. No, I don't use it for anything. I don't even know what it's for. One day they're gonna want DisneyBoy.com.
One day.
Have
You know
been
what?
to
Yeah,
the-
I'll give you another great one that we have. We have DisneyMadness.com, which we do every March. That's
great.
a sweet one.
I have Disney Hero.
Oh,
Isn't that good? Right?
That
I
is
need to-
good.
we need to use that. If you need it, tell me, Sam. I'll give it to you.
Yeah, nice.
Lisa, Christmas tree trail. You've done it.
I have.
You like?
I love it. I think it's fantastic. I think it's I kind of feel a little bit like Linus this past year, where why did we commercialize this more than it needed to be? But I understand Disney's about making a buck. So
Exit through the gift shop.
Doesn't anybody know what Christmas is all about? That kid at the end.
Yeah, I
will
like
say-
the.
Let me circle back just for a quick second.
Go ahead, please.
You know what I was saddened about, and I thought could have potentially happened, is the candlelight processional.
Wait, have you seen it? You've seen the candlelight processional.
With
Where are
half
they
the
gonna-
people all
More
spaced
than
out.
once, just not with. I mean, I really understand. that
Where's the choir going?
It's not. It's either going
Oh.
along this. You either take the Voices of Liberty, and you take. You just don't. You bring in a quarter of the choir. and
Okay, so you
fill
call it
the rest of in
candlelight-
with audio.
Candlelight processional light.
Light.
Okay, it could have been done. Yes, you could have had a speaker, the Voices of Liberty, and that. It wouldn't be candlelight processional, but it would be candlelight processional light. I agree. Again, I think they're looking for ways to stop the the hemorrhaging.
Oh, I get it. I get it.
Do,
I was just that was something I was like, "Ooh, if I can do, you know, the Hall of Presidents and the Tiki Room and like all these other things, is it
Yeah,
possible
that's a
that we
shame.
could make this theater you could social distance the theater. They could sell dining packages, make it just dining packages only. Money, money, money.
yeah,
And
I know, I agree. Could it be that they didn't have the I don't know. Did they use a lot of their cultural international cast to do the choir, and maybe the college kids aren't
right,
there? You got to
I'm
worry about if they
certain
get
there are people we could
sick.
ask about that, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm Mary saying exactly what I said. That they don't want anybody to gather too many people. Plus, they need to save money, so it's a win-win. Speaking of saving money, I know that Ratatouille was just about done. I think we saw it during a media event. If you guys were there, I think you were,
I
and
was.
you were there. You saw it was almost done. I wonder when.
Well, I got to go through the first scene, which is really cool. I got to put the hard
Yep.
hat on and go through. Yeah, so we couldn't see past that first scene, but that was done.
So I think the ride itself has to be done by now. I'm just wondering if we'll get it before the holidays. I'm thinking we'll get it after the holidays.
Yeah.
That was my
Who's there?
doorbell. Something that was Amazon. I am addicted to Amazon. I have a problem.
It's an
And you know when
embroidery
you
kit.
It's an embroidery kit. Yeah,
actually-
clearly it's
it
an
actually
embroidery kit.
is spools of sticks to put on the wall, so I can just put the colors and I can just pick the colors as I need them. That's exactly true. So speaking of which, do you guys know John Yaglensky of Intercot?
Absolutely. Yeah.
He's my. I'm sorry for you, Sam, if you know him. Anybody that knows him, I pray. In any event, he's our guest next week. He is like famous embroiderer. I mean, like professional embroidery. So I'm just telling him about me starting out now, and he has to just give it to me just a little bit, like
Is he is he teaching a class next week? Are you bringing him on, and you two are going to just be?
I'm going to bother him with some questions. Yeah. Mary says it's more embroidery floss. Yes. So where was I? Anyhow, yeah, John Yaglensky of Intercot is next week. I always tell him that it's a cot that he makes, and they interchange and interconnect. Is that
So
what it
he's
is?
Intercot.
He and I rode Rise of Resistance during the media previews together. That was pretty
Oh,
cool.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was.
What
really
a
cool.
what a ride!
Absolutely.
That's pretty amazing.
It's not a ride. It's an experience.
It really, you are
and I
absolutely correct.
don't know how they can have that same experience now in this socially distanced era. It's not the same. Much like Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. I mean, you're not doing the pre-show, and to me, that's what sucked me into that thing and made it go, "Wow, this is cool!" And it's
I loved Mickey and Minnie's. What did you think?
I loved it too. I thought it was great.
Lisa, you've been on it, right?
Multiple times, and I thought one of the
Okay.
coolest things about it was the pre-show, and you don't do it right now.
Exactly.
Wait, but see, now when I was there with COVID, they did it. They had little circles, 5 circles on the floor, and each party 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They did it. I guess it wasn't moving fast enough.
Yeah, they walked me through the wall,
Yeah, that's sad. I wish they would.
and it was the
continue
first time my kids had ridden it. I went. It was
Yeah,
2
that
weeks ago.
stinks then because you missed that. Whoa, what was this? It's like the
Right.
first time
How
you
did
see the
that
magic mirror and
Listen.
yeah.
I'm like a purist when it comes to the Haunted Mansion, and my nephew, I forget if he's 7 now. He might be 8, 7. He just went to the Haunted Mansion for the first time, and we walked right through the stretching room.
Yeah, that,
In a way, though, it could have been good because we thought that that's the time that he would have bailed, and he didn't. So he sat on
for the
beach
lightning
and he-
strike and the lights go. Yeah, that's the scary part for little kids. I'm with you.
So maybe
I get scared
it's a good
sometimes.
thing.
Right there.
Me too. Did you ever stay in the elevator, the stretching room, while all the people get out? You can hear them whispering, "Get out."
I
Really?
it moves around too. The ghosts
Yes.
kind of fly through the room and it's hard to pick up, but
Yep.
and usually
You don't get it all the time. It matters. where
and
you're
sometimes you
standing.
can't get it because you got to move along.
Yeah.
Keep moving.
I remember Alien Encounter. If you didn't get out of the second room, remember the lady would say, "Move it now." The robot thing was good. Oh, Gene, Gene just said he had the pre-show in Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Gene, when
That's
did you
good.
go? Because I think
That's
that
good.
Gene probably went. Oh yeah, Jimmy said they do say "get out." But
Yeah.
they only say that to him when he's had a couple of
They
drinks.
say that to him when he's come in. I don't like right away. I don't understand what happened.
I want to find out from Gene when he went on Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, and they had the pre-show. Oh, Angela says we just did it without the pre-show. Yeah, okay. So, Beatrice is here. Hi, Caleb. I'm
So it
just saying hello to
sounds
everybody.
like it's got to be queue management, and
It
because
is.
the way that works, you got the 2 pre-shows, and if you don't have enough people on the other side of that pre-show, they could be waving you in to come on through. And
Oh, Lisa, look at this. Apparently, Mary says they force the gay people. It says yes, they tell you to out.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
done.
That's the first thing I noticed myself. I usually hear that they tell you to sit back, have a disabled. Yeah, they do. Gene, where'd you go? Tell me. Oh, yeah, no. When I was with you, yeah, I think it's changed since then. This was maybe, oh gosh, I don't even know when we went. I think we went beginning of August. No, or
Yeah,
September.
so we were there the 22nd, 23rd. We took the kids the weekend before school started.
Yeah, it seems to be more often than not that this is Mary's reaction. It seems to be more often than not that you're not getting the pre-show now in Mickey and Minnie's. But yeah, it could be a cue thing. When there's not too many people, they can handle it. Otherwise, you just pass. Yeah, it was mid-July. All right, so Christmas we know. We're at the half-hour mark. Let's see what to talk about. Let's see. Okay, Sam, apart from Disney Nerds, what do you have going on? Give me that website again with the Walt Disney Christmas Parade.
Walt Disney World Christmas Day Parade. So that goes back to Sam's Disney Diary, which is a YouTube channel, which, by the way, I have taken advantage of quarantine to post videos that I've had for so long. So a lot of it, there's some original content as well, which you're aware of.
You don't have any
John.
Horizons videos, do you?
I don't have any Horizons videos, but I do. I saw somebody mentioned Osborne Lights before. I've done a few. In fact, there's 2 that I want to tell you about. One's Osborne Lights, and the other one is the Fountain of Nations. When I set up a tripod and just let it run for multiple hours.
Do you know what? Is it in high definition? Because I could just play that on my TV.
The Fountain of Nations is, yes, the Osborne Lights was before HD. That was, but that is, I said it. We actually had the dessert party, if you remember that, the dessert party they had for Osborne Lights. So you had the little private area, and you'd go over to the catering company, Studios Catering Company. That's where it was, and I just let my tripod set up and I let it run for a nice long time. And that's a great one to watch wrapping Christmas gifts, by the way. There's also a nice Christmas playlist out there and some Star Wars stuff, and so that's what I got going on, a lot of that. So I went from a lot of original content, much like you, but I like to tell the story because that's what I do for a living. I like to tell the story.
We've had to pivot at this moment, right?
We've had to pivot, and now it's been, I need to get content. But telling the story of that the backstory for Galaxy's Edge is amazing, and being able to talk about that, or even Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railroad. I did that, and some of the backstory behind the premiere of the cartoon and what's happening, and it's all stuff that John. But it's cool.
I know. A lot of times I miss things. Like did you catch that Pluto has his own story going on Mickey Minnie's?
Absolutely. That's the rewritability that I wanted to talk about.
But you caught that without anyone telling you? Because
I knew Pluto was off doing something, but there were too many things to look at once going on around you. And you see Pluto over here, and you see the nephews over here running around, and you're wondering, what are those guys doing? And occasionally you'll see that bird flying around, and it's like, what are all these things? And you're spot on. They all have their own story, which makes it rewritable.
And that's Sam's hot button. I swear it's my hot button too, but we talk often about rewritability.
Yeah. Listen, with Mickey and Minnie's, unlike Rise, I love that you can even sit in a different spot on each one, and
you get
it is a different ride.
Yeah.
Did you ever sit in the last car when it does that little backup at the end and then forward?
Yes, that was my first ride through was in that.
Okay, so to you, for me, I went through the 1, 2, 3, and it all goes forward. Sam, on the last car, it needs room for the other cars to go, so it can't just keep going. It actually does like a 2 feet back and a stutter and then forward.
Oh, that's
and it's
funny.
Great because different lights go on in different rooms at different times.
Yes.
There's so many different things. There is one car you can't see I guess it's a clarinet or trumpet playing squid. You don't even see it. Then in others you do see it. So I like all that stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that they do that.
I'm just saying hello to people. Hello, Brandon. Hello, Amy. Stan, what is Stan saying? Beatrice, did you do Muppet Vision 3D? Was Sweetums there? Oh, interesting.
Angela answered him, no Sweetums.
No Sweetums.
Oh. Yeah, we did it. It's a staple for us. I love Muppets.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Now, Sweetums, why? I mean, that's not a... There's no.
He comes out in the middle of the show, but he didn't come out at the beginning during the pre-show.
Oh, but he still comes out in the middle.
He still comes out in the middle, but the pre-show he always came out.
Okay. There's something
Down in the
that
bottom.
was-
Yeah.
Something that just happened to me maybe 6 months ago. I don't know if I told Sam. I might have told you. I don't know why. I feel like I might have. In Muppets, do you guys know anything about Miss Piggy's head coming off?
Miss Piggy's head coming off in Muppets, like in the ski scene.
Yep.
I could see that being the case.
Yeah, I can too.
Okay. So listen, this is one of these things where I've grown up with that ride. That attraction. I've watched
Yeah.
it, never notice it. And somebody says to me, "Watch," and I'm like, "It's going to be one of these things that you just, maybe you see it, maybe you don't." No, you can hear me scream and going, "Oh my God!" because you see it so clearly. Guys, if you're watching this, you could probably find it on YouTube also.
Yeah,
Somebody
yeah.
who filmed it. When she's holding on to the ski thing and they pull her,
Yeah.
she comes across the ocean. You see her butt coming across. Watch, her head comes off, rolls behind the bushes.
Oh, no way.
It is clear as day. You can't miss it. You can't even believe that it happens. Yes, Matt, in the swamp.
Yeah,
scene,
that's the place.
yes.
The Here, hold
And
this.
somebody said that the Hensons wanted to do that because they didn't want her head and hair to get wet. So they actually held it back, thinking nobody would notice. They pull it off of her.
Oh, because they need that puppet for the next the Muppet.
Right.
Yeah, I get it.
And I don't know if that's true. Oh, hold on. Jessie, she says she told Martin Smith about it. He went into his editing room to watch it frame by frame.
I believe it. Martin would do that.
Martin would definitely do that. Did he notice it? It's because heads are too costly, Jessie. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank God I read that correctly. Muppets 3D ruined now. No, it's not ruined. Brandon, the head comes off.
Ruined?
I'm kidding. Brendan is kidding. I know.
What foolishness would you like to see?
What kind of foolishness would you like to see?
I have to go to the bathroom, but I can't. I'm bolted down.
We're bolted to the seat, you fool! Hey, look
about-
at the guy in a goofy mask. Oh, that's Panda.
Sorry.
Emily.
Sam, I gotta get him right off the freaking thing now. Thank you for no. All right, so Lisa, do you, apart from Disney nerds, I don't know that you have anything other Disney things going on, but we could just mention you open up Target stores.
Yeah,
Pretty interesting
I do.
ones.
I do. I have a full-time gig working for Target, and I just recently opened up one of the first of two stores that were announced at D23. The Vineland Target store, which is right near the Disney Springs, right near the Vineland outlets. It's a small format store with the largest selection of Disney.
What does
merchandise.
small format store mean?
It just means it's a smaller footprint. Most of the stores
Oh,
in
okay.
the area
It's not a
are-
super Target.
It's not a super Target, and it's not even like your garden variety store that has just a little bit of grocery. It's even a
Okay.
little bit, about 10,000 square feet smaller than that. So
But
that's the
they do have the Disney portion in there.
They do, yep.
How much of it? You said it's big. How much of it's a Disney portion?
So most stores usually have like a small front corner.
Mhm.
This store, the whole front portion of the style floor pad is made up of Disney product.
I guess feel like they have an audience already since they're close to Disney.
Yes, and it's busy. It's
I can
very, very
imagine.
busy.
I started selling. Listen, I've been out of work a little bit since this, so I started selling my Panda hand sanitizer, and it's not worth the $8 per bottle for the 1 ounce, but it's a really nice glass bottle. It's a luxury hand sanitizer. It's got avocado oil, real lavender, and it's 75% alcohol, so it goes. Kim, don't smell it right away. Give it 5 seconds before you smell it. I need to know how you
Air
like
it out first.
Yeah, I will still sell if anybody wants any, pandathunder@gmail.com. They're $8 a bottle. After postage, I don't make too much, but it's really cool. I have to know if they like it. I'm gonna wind up killing people with it and going to jail because kids sprayed in their eyeballs or something.
So during D23, Disney announced that they were partnering up with Target, and Sam, you were there.
I was in the audience.
I remember that. Yeah.
So they announced they were partnering up with Target. They were putting in Disney stores within Target stores, which they did in several stores, including the one right down the street from Animal Kingdom. And
Can't see
I
it.
don't think I used my gift certificate.
That's what that is. Yeah, they gave everybody in the audience a $10 Target gift card. I
Yeah,
did
does
not
it
use mine, but oh, there it is.
We have to.
There it
use
is.
that.
Look at that. The Tinkerbell with the Target logo.
so they're opening up two just off of Disney property. The first one is just off of the Hotel Plaza Boulevard, which is, it's really not. It's just off of Palm Parkway on Darrell Carter Parkway. You can actually see it from I-4.
Okay.
So that's one, and then they're opening up a smaller one next year that'll be over in Flamingo Crossing.
Where's that?
If you go out Western Way, if you go past
Okay.
take a right at Coronado and go straight out, and that's 429 there, right? So
Okay, yeah, that's close to me. Good.
yeah, just after 429 is where they're building up the hotels and all that.
Yeah,
They're
Lisa,
putting
Sam
them-
and I are going to read you our digits from our gift card. I want you to tell us if it's still valid. What? You can't work? You can't do that? So let's start with Sam first with this. What are you most excited about new stuff coming? Like, what is really interesting to you and you're most excited about?
I think right now we are at an unbelievable point in Disney history with the investment that they had been making in the parks. When
I
you
like
look
that
at,
had been.
well, because they cut stuff, right? So that's where I'm going with it, John, right? Because I had been looking forward to everything that the 50th had promised, and the Epcot makeover and World Celebration, and I could go right down the list and throw in there Ratatouille and Tron and Guardians, and there's so many things. Even the space restaurant sounded pretty cool, and the play pavilion, and
We're
so much
getting
of that.
most of that still.
Anything that was started, I understand we'll get. So Mary Poppins, I think, blew away in the wind, which, by the way, everybody says Mary Poppins was the attraction. Disney never said it was an attraction.
It was
could be a
whatever
meet
they
and greet.
wanted it to, it was whatever they wanted it to be.
It was Cherry Tree Lane with an entrance that said Meet Mary Poppins and maybe Bert. That's all it was going to be. But at the end of the day, so to answer your question more directly, I think I'm looking forward to Tron, to be honest.
Okay, I am looking forward to Tron too, a lot. As a matter, I've been dieting a lot more because of Tron, because I think there's a big boy seat in the back, but I want to be able to sit in it the way you're supposed to, like the
motorcycle, right?
Yeah. The play pavilion I think is coming. The restaurant
Yes.
I definitely think is coming.
I
Do
thought
we have
that was
any
close to open in the restaurant.
I thought that was close to opening as well. I thought that they had announced.
We
back
were
in
like
March, we were
April gonna open, and it
away.
It is
Yeah.
patina, so they should open. I just want to know what kind of food is going to be in there. These people are used to making Italian food. How are they making space Italian?
I don't know.
It's green.
I don't know. Little flying saucer pasta. I don't know. I mean, they got, their Tutto Gusto, Via Napoli, Maria and Enzo's, and space. They do Edison too, so I guess they can do it. They hired cast members for space, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, so that's a good sign, right? If they had hired cast, they were close. We know that. We know they were close. But
Okay,
the whole experience there, and the get in the elevator. Now you got to take one party at a time, right? Because get in the elevator, which is a space hydrolator.
Yeah,
So like
maybe
that
they have
type.
Right.
2 or 3 of those. You would think.
Yeah, but they're going to
Could
be
you
kind
imagine
of cool.
if that malfunctions? What nobody eats today. Nobody.
So it's there's I think a lot of people think of some other theme parks when they think of the ride, that experience. But I've been to, and actually it's where I filmed the very first Sam's Disney Diary back in 2011 at the Walt Disney Family Museum in California. I was just so moved by the whole thing, and I'm like, I'm doing this, and that's when it all started for me. But there's a spot where you go from the first floor to the second floor, and it's sort of the transition between his childhood life and then getting on a train and going to California or however it went. When you get in this elevator, you're on the train. You're watching things go by, and it's racketing and moving you up to the next floor.
Great.
And it's the coolest experience in the world. And it's in the family museum. And you have to have a shout out to that. That's just amazing.
Cool. I feel bad that the family museum, though, with all these great artifacts, is in a place that there could be an earthquake. I mean, that's prone to earthquakes. I just want it to be in a more solidified area. I just hope
Like
it's a
Kansas
very good
City.
protected. Yeah.
Well, the
There's always-
birthplace museum's there, or not the
That's true.
birthplace.
There's always
yeah.
something. Lisa, what are you most excited about? Oh, not excited about much.
I don't know what
Okay, let me tell you what's coming. We got Tron. Oh, go ahead.
She's got it all.
I know. Yeah, I know what's coming. I would say I'm the most excited about the Guardians of the Galaxy coaster
Okay, why?
because it's going to be the first of its kind.
Yeah.
And I feel like it'll be everything. We were just talking about this on our Friday night. We recorded a podcast, and we were talking about coasters. And during the Galactic Nights event, I was on Rock and Roller Coaster when it was in the dark and they were projecting things on the walls. I think it's everything that is going to, it'll be like that, but far more advanced. Much better.
I really like that the spin is not random. Because a random spin, like I learned, I know it's not a coaster, but the Roger Rabbit thing in Disneyland, I saw nothing on
Oh
that
yeah,
ride.
yeah,
It
yeah,
was
yeah.
a
You're all over.
horrible.
They're
Agreed.
gonna bring you through this. It's gonna be an experience. And you mentioned Disneyland. I'm a big fan of Tower of Terror. I was devastated when I heard it was going away there. And then I rode Mission Breakout last summer, and I was like,
Same thing.
oh my Lord, this might be my all-time favorite Disney attraction.
Isn't
Good.
that weird that they cookie cutted something into something else and it turned out so good?
It worked.
But I
imagine
feel
it
that way
being
with
something
Maelstrom
similar.
also. I do.
What is it?
I feel that Maelstrom works better as Frozen. I really do.
It does.
And
What was it
okay,
previously? It was
it
a
was
confluence, a polar bear, and oil derrick. Hey.
Thank you. And it was over so fast. And the trolls, and I'm going over the
Back over
falls.
the
What's
falls.
gonna,
I
by the
missed that part of it. My problem with Frozen, I am so the unpopular opinion girl all day long. There are attractions that everybody loves I can't stand. This might be one of them, only because I think it would be great. I just wish they had updated the track.
Yeah,
They did a little bit.
a little bit.
But you're just
Oh, it's still jostly. Yeah, it hurts
Yeah.
my back
Yeah,
sometimes.
it kills
Yeah.
me. And I'm
Yeah,
old.
I pull myself forward so my lower back doesn't hit the bottom of that metal because you can get a back realignment in there, a spine realignment. I should say.
Yes.
I do think they could have kept the polar bear. It would have fit.
It would have worked.
It would have worked. But then you could say, "Hey, I remember the polar bear." I can tell my kids that every time we go by.
Did you
And
do
they
the
go,
holiday,
"We know, Dad."
Did you do the holiday tour with us either, Sam or Lisa, where we saw the polar bear?
No.
There
Where
was a
is it?
holiday. It's
Where
in
is
it's in the back. It's in the back of Epcot. It's just hanging out there.
It's
and
just hanging
there's
out?
it's by like an Imagineer area, and you press the button and he moves. They also have a tiki bird where you press the button and they move. So we got
that's
to
cool.
control the polar bear basically.
Oh, nice. That's very nice. I had no idea.
Sarah says Mission Breakout is like being at a party. It's so much fun, and that's what
It
I'm
is.
looking for Guardians of the Galaxy. I want each ride to be a different soundtrack. If each
Yes.
ride is a different soundtrack, just like it is a Mission Breakout,
That would be great.
I'll be.
So the cool part of Mission Breakout is that it's the story that ties it all together, right? That's why we love it
Yes.
so much. And John, I am just so looking forward to what the story is going to be to tie together Cosmic Rewind.
Yeah,
I
me
mean,
too.
what's that story going to be? It's going to be cool. We know that.
It's going to be nice retro stuff that we like.
Yeah,
somebody's
I think
asking
you're
me
right.
about the barbecue place in Toy Story Land. Are we still
Yeah.
getting that? I
I
don't know where that was.
The building's there. It's been built. It is right behind this Toy Story sign. Right
right,
behind,
so
right
it does-
behind Woody Toy Story Land. It's right behind that. There's right now a green cast members only entrance where we went back for the Toy Story thing that was
For the
going
movie?
on. It's right there. There used to be 2 bungalows. They tore those down. They built the building. It's framed in. The entrance to it is going to be where Buzz hangs out for pictures. That's the entrance. But since COVID, I don't know what's going on in that box. The
Yeah.
building's there. What's going on inside it? We don't know.
I think eventually that'll probably still be toys. That barbecue thing. Those are money-making things and not attractions, maybe. So we'll still.
Well,
We'll
yeah,
still
and
get
if you
them.
don't need the dining, right? Why was it there? Because studios needed dining bad. I mean, they undersized Andy's lunchbox, clearly.
Let me get your opinion on this. Something that was canceled before COVID that I think is really needed, and I really hope it's coming back for so many reasons. Remember the theater they were going to build on the fake Main street that isn't a street? it's
Absolutely,
back-
yes.
Yeah.
Kansas City.
Yes,
I'm blanking on the
yes.
name of what
And
they
the
were
word
going
on
to call
the
it.
street is that went away because they forgot about the backside of the facade for Ratatouille.
I wonder if
That
that's
they
true.
needed money for that.
Well, see,
Well-
I go ahead.
They needed money when they realized the gondolas would see
Yes,
the backside of
that's what
Ratatouille, and
backside
it wasn't themed,
Yep.
so they had to theme it.
When I interviewed Dan Cockrell, he was explaining to me how they really don't say, "Oh, let's take money from Magic Kingdom," and magically it becomes Epcot's money. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know about it. Remember, people were also saying they needed it for the monorails, and he's like, "It's a completely other budget. They would never take
I
from
can see
Magic
that.
Kingdom."
Sure.
What he says it might be more of was a Stitch. Whatever they're supposed to be doing to Stitch's Great Escape might have went there because he said that had to go quicker. In any event, remember when the Magic Kingdom gets too packed, and they would bring you through that whole backstage area, which
absolutely.
is just bad show. What a
Yep.
great thing to give a theater to the Magic Kingdom, which really needs a people-eating theater
Mm-hmm.
to show us a good show, and that will then become a street that we can use for overflow
It's
back. It would just be
Right,
such
'cause that's
alternative to
your-
Main Street.
That's your entrance to when you go to a party. When you go to a
Yep.
Christmas party or a Halloween party, that's the entrance.
It's kind of a horrible welcome for the most part.
It really is. Like you
It
don't
is.
get that the leading lady, right? If you've ever done that tour, that you don't get that magical come around the corner.
No,
there.
that's the one thing Walt would be like, "Oh, they walk down Main Street and they see my cast." No, we invite them in and
we
we
cut them down this back corner
Yeah.
over
So
here.
if
They
it's
don't
their
actually go
first
to the
time
castle.
seeing the castle, they don't do it with the
Yeah,
full
yeah, there's-
perspective. No, Walt, they don't.
Coming out,
Oh.
it's okay though. Exiting is fine.
Yeah, no, that new building at the end of Safari, Jesse, was Club 33. I think that's what she's talking about. Oh no. Okay, on the Safari ride, when you're done with the elephants and you're done with the warthogs and you're just about at the end, there is a little shack going up. We saw metal. We don't know what it is. It kind of looks. It doesn't look like it's just for animals. It looks like it's for people. So we don't know if it's going to be like a
This was
person
on
there.
the ride.
On the ride, yeah, right before the waterfalls and the end where you do Quaharini and go home. So
Wonder
I
if
don't
it's
know
had
what that
something
is.
to do with the tour they do back there, or some type of evening dining experience. I could see any of that kind of stuff.
I was thinking it might have something to do with like the Jungle Trek or
Jungle Trek.
Yeah.
Could be. It's not too big. Yeah, Jesse says no way for people. I don't know. Look like somebody would sit outside on a rocking chair and say and feed babies with a bottle like baby
Yeah,
goats or something. I don't know.
Angela could be right. It could be a new tour altogether.
We got about 5 more minutes because then we're going to go to the Disney Nerds podcast. I really don't want to advertise Jimmy Horn. He's an annoying guy, but we're going to go there. I'm going to be there. So I think you two, are you going, Sam, also?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, we'll just crash their party. Just completely crash it. Let's see. We talk about all the things. We talked about Sam's Disney Diary. Actually, you haven't mentioned that, Sam, during the...
SamsDisneyDiary.com. I did I?
I'm kidding.
No,
Sam's
I
Disney
did
Diary.
because I didn't write it down. You got Big Fat Panda right there. Maybe I
No,
should.
but we know.
No,
we
that's
know. If I would have known about it ahead of time, I would have put it in the crawl there.
I that's fine. Thank you.
Jesse says, Sam and Lisa, you were great tonight, but John, you really were the best. Thank you, Jesse, for saying
Weird.
that.
That's written in invisible
appreciate
ink.
that.
I don't know what happened there.
It only takes so many texts on StreamYard, and then it
oh.
drops the rest back. Things going on in my life. Disney Night Live on Now. That's Disney. Group. We have the Saturday Night Show, which is me, David Picciano, and Stan Solo. Stan Solo is the Stan Solo Show, which he has a lot of people with him. I'm kidding. It's by Solo. And
That's one.
let's see. That's one. Solo.
No,
And he does the Grand Circle Tour podcast, which, by the way, did any of you see Mulan? Because we're going to probably talk about that at some point.
no, I have not.
Okay, we won't give any spoilers. Lisa, didn't you love it?
I loved it more than I thought I was going to.
Me too.
Retelling of the story, right? That's
It's-
what was intriguing to me because I'll be honest, some of the other live actions were a scene for scene remake, and
I
it
don't
to
like
me
the
was
scene for scene.
I don't either.
I know
There's
it's
new
a little-
characters in this
And
that
I-
are pivotal
Okay,
characters.
beautiful,
that-
beautiful.
I really feel like I needed to, not that I needed to drag Angela to the couch in order to watch it, but I was like, I really want to watch this. Why not? Like, let's just do it. We'll do it as a family. So we sat down,
Yeah.
asked the kids, and we got to the end, and I looked at Angela. She looked at me. That was fantastic.
That's
I
good.
agree.
Good
the
to hear.
first 20 minutes got me a little worried. I was like, they're going through the motions, and I don't know who this Mulan lady is. And then within another 10 minutes, I was just so hooked.
That's cool.
It was the introduction of one character that I just loved, and I won't even mention who it is. But it's not she is not in the cartoon. But I
Okay,
liked her.
good.
You know who I mean, Lisa, right? Yeah, okay.
I'm sure she does. I have no idea.
She does.
I'll
All
figure
right,
it out.
we are going to migrate over to Disney Nerds Podcast. Everybody, I really thank you so much for coming. Next Tuesday, the guest is John Yaglenski from Intercot.
Tell him we said hi.
I will. And
And
when I have
thank
Disney
you
and-
for having us. Damn it.
Thank you guys. We'll do this
I
again. Actually,
appreciate
this
it.
is
I
it's
appreciate it.
easy conversation and fun to talk to you too.
Oh.
Thank you. I can get back to my toys.
And hold up, Mary is Grand Circle Tour Expedition Roasters contest. By the way, Expedition Roasters, they do coffee like Disney themed coffee. They just sent me 2 samples, which I've purchased from them in the past. Anyway, it's really good stuff.
Good.
Expedition Roasters, try it. And apparently on their website, I'm surprised Mary's telling us this because she would enter the contest, and I don't think she wants to have any competition for it.
But she's just she's throwing it out there. Why not?
She is. It really is good coffee. And the flavors aren't like in your face disgusting. All right, we're going over Disney Nerds podcast. If you want to come join us there, tell Jimmy, if you come from here, I want you to tell Jimmy you came from here so I can give him so I can jive him about it. Love you guys. Thank you. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you, John. Thanks, everybody.